not streaming. Let's give it a couple of seconds to fire up. Let's see if we are live. It doesn't want to switch to my headphones. Come on. There we go. Check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Are we live? It appears to be so. Let's kick on music. All right, let's give it a second for peeps to join. Hello? Let me know if you can hear me. Hopefully everything is working fine. Hello, Gundam Nut. How is it going? Let me zoom out. Let me situate myself real quick. It's time to finish the 160 barbatos. Pretty much done with it. Just need to do a few decals on it. And then assemble the bad boy and film the review. And I think the review is gonna drop next week for it. Looks pretty peachy, pretty close with it. So yeah, the goal for today, I've already done all the detailing throughout the week. It took a while to detail this unit and the cleanup. Korean chicken and bratwurst? Damn, dude, that's fancy and tasty. I just had just about an hour ago, had a poke box, like a poke bowl, full of salmon rice. So I'm juiced up and ready to roll. Feel like a bit of an energy kick from all of that. Was a bit sleepy for the first hour after that, but now I'm ready for action. Yeah, so it's been a crazy busy week at work, to be honest with you fellas, but I did find time in the evenings to do all the detailing on the kit with the panel liners, which turned out to be a lot. Obviously, it doesn't really have an inner frame to speak of. Like, it does have some inner frame, but for the most part, it's like armor and metal inner frame that I did not do anything with. But even like panel lining this massive mace, because it does benefit from panel lines quite a bit. There's a lot of like grooves and angles and edges that you can use some dark panel liner on. Cleaning all of that up takes forever. And lining in the first place also takes forever. But this thing looks phenomenal. It's still not detailed up. It doesn't have any decals on it. We'll see if we gonna add any decals. I think I'm gonna dry brush this a little bit just to create some sort of texture on the edge of the blades and maybe some decals on the white parts. And I think that will be it for the big weapon. For the other two weapons, the swords, the goal is to, they also are panel lined as well, so you can see like the hilts are detailed up a little bit, so they have some contrast that stands out, but they have really bad gate marks. Let me shift the focus a little bit on the camera so you can better see what I point at. So they have pretty bad gate marks here at the top. So the goal will be to probably paint over them to hide up some of the bad gates. Also here at the bottom of the hilt, this blue part just has horrendous gate marks. So that's for both swords. Then you also have two spare blades similar to the ones you get on the mace that you can use on the forearms. You can see one of my most recent shorts that shows how that attaches to the kit. Same detailing here, except that they have additional parts that can also be transformed into guns. The gun accessory for this kit is a bit like underwhelming. It's just like a small barrel, whatever, grenade launcher. I don't think I'm gonna do anything with these guys. Just gonna throw them away into the spare parts pile. But these do look pretty nasty, and I think I might add some detail here, and also the same kind of maybe weathering or dry brushing on the edge of the blade to give it some depth and weight. Then on the main kit itself, because I assembled it like from the get-go, I did not play with the inner frame parts first. The thrusters and grills and stuff like that, they're not really detailed up. It's just bare gray plastic. I didn't even panel on it. So the goal is to probably lift the armor parts and detail those parts up. Let me quickly turn off the notifications. So the goal will be to detail these bad boys up. The tubes and stuff like that, I've panel lined them, so I don't think I'm gonna do anything else with them. And of course on the main body, like legs and stuff like that, decals gonna go there. Some of them, there's a lot of decals to choose from. Obviously some of them go into the guide. I'm gonna apply all of the ones that are pointed out in the guide, but I think I'm gonna be very selective with the rest of it. The goal is definitely not, it's not my goal to apply all of that. It would be cool, but it would take ages to do all of that. Maybe in the future, I don't know. But if I go that route, it will be like another 2 weeks for the build. Then same for the backpack. It's like these parts that go under the verniers. They're kind of thrusters of sorts, but very like angular. I think these are gonna get chromed out just so they look a bit better. The main body, I think they want you to put a few decals there. Yeah, they do. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll put a few decals. We'll see if it needs more detail. And then with the legs, what do we have on the legs? With the legs, there's a lot of the dark armor plastic like this one, and it would be great to add some details with markers maybe, or chrome markers. Yeah, I think that could look cool, because these darker parts otherwise don't stand out pretty much at all. Yeah, so the work continues on the kit. It's pretty nice. I mean, obviously it's water-based panel liner because all of the plastic is ABS. Just as before, a lot of like gate placements and plastic quality, minor kind of fitment issues or printing mishaps, I would say. That all takes kind of extra time, extra effort to look decent-ish. Ideally, what you want to do with this kit is paint it. You want to spend a fair amount of time cleaning everything up, maybe sanding the parts quite a bit to, you know, level out the gates, and then painting this bad boy. That's that would make it look $1,000,000 for sure. Structurally, it's a pretty decent kit. It holds poses fairly well. It can even, you saw in my shorts from earlier this week that it can even hold the absolutely ginormous mace that it comes with. I mean, this thing is 19 inches long. It's hefty. Like, I mean, you can probably hurt somebody in real life with this thing. It's bananas. It has a metal rod going through it. It's very spiky. Actually, all of this kit is extremely spiky. It poked me many a times, and it made me bleed several times. So the only kit that did it, well, the last kit that did it was the Comet Technology Sinanju. That one was a bit of a, and still is, a bit of a like hand grenade. Falls apart if you even look at it funny. But this kit is nothing like that. It's very sturdy kit. But yeah, be very careful with it if you decide to build this kit. It's gonna take you know, some patience to make it look really good. But even if you do exactly what I do, like out of the box build pretty much, it still looks pretty nice and it's pretty easy to pose. So with that out of the way, let's prep the space for decals. So all of these parts are ready to be decaled. So first and foremost, we're going to apply the decals that are in the guide. I need my paper towels, moisturizer box, and so on and so forth. In the meantime, how are you fellas doing? How's your weekend? You guys watch the Artemis 2 splashdown? That was a hell of a trip to observe. Decal moisturizer box, get in here. Decal box. Gonna need a few more of those. Let me get a few more cotton swabs for this thing. Okay, I'll be back in 1 second. I need to fill this up with warm water. Bear with me. I have returned. I have warm water. Need to be careful not to flood everything again. Oh, okay. Nice. Evaluated your backlog, and what conclusion did you come to? Is it not enough? Always need more in the backlog? Or did you decide to get rid of some kits or something? Let's wait for the sponge to soak in the liquid. I have a couple of fresh of these moisturizer boxes on the way, because the sponge is quite messed up by now. Because every time you pick up a decal, you kind of pinch a little bit of the sponge, and it doesn't seem to soak as well anymore. It served me for, I don't know how long, a couple of years I think, maybe a year. It's not bad. It costs like 10 bucks Canadian on Amazon. AliExpress, correction. You have 800 kits. Holy crap. You can open a store. Wow, 800 kits. Wow, that is more than some small hobby stores have in stock, dude. That is insane. I don't know what pace you build at. Let me use some paper towel to soak out the excess liquid. I keep a little log of my builds, and every time I post a review, I add in the description of the review the build number. So I think this month it will be 3 years in this hobby for me. And like 1 year of treating YouTube seriously, or in general I think 2 years on YouTube. And I've built 52 kits. So at that pace, hypothetically, to build 800, I don't want to calculate that. Say 50 kits for 2 years. No, I'm compulsive bro, but about our bootlegs. Oh, I mean, bootlegs or not, you still gotta build them, right? Okie dokie. Let's get cracking. Oh, forgot the Q-tips. I need more Q-tips. Here's my little container of Q-tips. It is somewhere here. That's not it. Sorry, bear with me, I'm unprepared. Need to find the supplies in my little storage box. I have a lot of like little containers that organize all my tools for me, but I keep messing them up every time I need something. Need to print like index cards on them. Where is that one? Ah, there we go. Found you. I think I'll die before I build 800 kits. Sheesh, man. If I remember correctly, you also paint your stuff. Every cool third-party kit you buy. Oh, that's good. I did a little bit of a reevaluation for my backlog of sorts. Not really like reevaluation. What I did look at is, so I've been trying to do model kit and figure videos, and while I enjoy collecting figures, it's kind of less involved, and it also doesn't seem to do all that well on the channel as well. Like figure reviews, it doesn't excite me as much. 112 figures are pretty cool, but 1/6 scale figures, also the pace at which Hot Toys releases them, it's kind of overwhelming a little bit. And I've been trying to chase them, and I have, I think, 20 Hot Toys boxes that need to be unpacked. And it's really like, I think I'm not gonna do Hot Toys reviews anymore, because it's just, you have to pump them out so quick, and it has to be your full-time gig, and also they need so much space, and you just unbox it and it's kind of, they're really cool, and I keep like want to buy more, but at the same time I already have Hot Toys for my most like beloved characters which I reviewed on the channel. I don't want to get rid of those. I don't want to put figures where I would have model kits otherwise. And it's just model kits in general. Is the process of building a model kit for me is very involved. It's very important for me, like a therapy. You don't get that with a figure. You still get like cool unboxing experience and posing and all that stuff. Maybe with time my perspective will change. But as of right now, I think I'm gonna step away from 1/6 scale model figure reviews. Focus more on model kits. Maybe start doing high grades, because I have a ton of high grades in the backlog and I've never done a high grade before. And I will definitely continue doing 1/12 scale model kit reviews. That line from Inart like is much more reasonably paced. They don't pump out like 3 freaking figures every week. And they take less space to display, stuff like that. So yeah. Alright, let's start with the torso. Oh, this should be awkward. Let's try to maybe hold that by the back of the spine. Somehow like this. Okay, there we go. So, at the front we want 3029. And they also want this on the suspensors or whatever they're called. Just going to the arms. Okay, there's not much that's going to go on the torso. That would be these guys. And I can put the other side on the back of the legs. See if these decals are good quality or not. Quite a sticky sheet. See how they soak. So I think I can add some decals here, maybe something here, maybe something here. Just to add a little bit more detail. What do we have here? We can definitely use that. That's like a regular cockpit sort of indicator. We can put this. I'll put this on the other side. Then right here, I can put something. Maybe. So which ones they want us to apply, so I don't kind of lose them. Really not many. I have a bunch, but not many are listed. Maybe I can find a way to stick them somewhere. Oh, hello, welcome to the stream. Sorry, I didn't see the message. Just started using steady liner. Have you had any issues with the pigment running while applying water slides? Yeah, so with the well, issues, you just have to be very careful because this is a water-based panel liner, so if any liquid gets onto it, then obviously it's gonna run. It's gonna mess it up. So it is a kind of complication or something you need to watch out for when working with a steady or any, I guess, water-based panel liner like modelkit wash would be the same thing. Um, but basically, yeah, so what it means is that you need to be very careful with how much liquid you put near the lines. So for example, right here, I'm going to be applying a decal. I'm going to be applying decal here. It's pretty far away from panel lines because they are right there. But let me grab my tool. When I'm going to be applying decals here, because I have black steady panel liner on the inside there, I'm going to have to be very careful not to have too much liquid on my decal when I'm going to be placing it here. And usually the way you control it is, well, use a moisturizer box to soak them so they're not completely drenched in liquid, but they have quite a bit of liquid on them. And I use a lot of these fine tipped Q-tips, which you can buy on Amazon for like $5 for freaking half a thousand of these. Pretty good. They don't soak up too much liquid, but they are really kind of lightweight and fine, so they don't mess up the decal. Because if you try to use like bigger things, at least when I try, like even these bigger Q-tips, cotton swabs, they're just too large and they kind of move the decal around, which infuriates me. The Logar you're building, I definitely want to custom paint it with appreciating and weathering, so I'll take my time on it when it gets here. Nice. That sounds really good. But given the the water-based panel liner, it's harmless. I would say it's a worthy trade-off. It's a bit hassly working with decals once you have water-based panel liner on, but it's not really that difficult. You can check my in era Fenrir most recent video, and the build time lapse for it is live as well. And I used the water-based panel liner there and a ton of decals. And it's a fairly compact 172 scale kit, and everything kind of worked out. Just gotta be patient with it a little bit of trial and error. I get used to it really. And also another thing with a steady liner, it takes longer to dry out. When you keep cleaning up when you use like Tamiya panel liner, it's pretty quick on drying. You just apply it, leave it for I don't know 20 minutes, half an hour, and when you come back, you can soak it in water. Nothing is going to happen. With a steady, you need to give it an overnight to dry up, and then very carefully clean up. And actually, with the cleanup with steady, what I found, oh yeah, for sure, it's possible. Just got to be careful and patient. And with the cleanup of the steady panel liner, because you don't need thinner to clean up that, right? It just rubs off with water. So what I use is I use like a small shot glass of water and one of these cleaning sticks from AliExpress that have these replaceable thingies that are replaced. So what I do is I just dab this thing in water and I then rub it, then I dab it on the paper towel, and so it's like mildly wet, and then I rub it over like this, and it cleans up all the excess very nicely. And it doesn't store so much water that it destroys the panel liner inside the groove. So it's very kind of easy. You just kind of moisturize it, dab it to clean up or to get rid of excess water. You rub over the part and you repeat it. And that's it. Makes it actually pretty easy to work with a cleanup for the panel liner. So yeah, give it a shot. I cracked your Osiris using Tamiya. I'm sorry to hear that, amigo. Not taking the chance anymore in ABS. Yeah, it's tough, dude. I unknowingly penalized my earlier in-era builds. So my Thunderbolt, I believe, my in-era Aurora for sure are penalized with Tamiya acrylic liner. Nothing cracked there, but I actually damaged those kits, and it's very hard to see on video. But and also at the time I filmed on my phone, so it's probably you cannot see it on the video at all. But when I was cleaning out that panel liner, I used a thinner from Mr. Hobby that was not the right one. It was really good to clean up the panel liner, but it actually damaged the plastic. It like kind of damaged the surface of the plastic. So yeah, gotta be careful. But you know, gotta learn our lessons through trial and error. Okay, I need to decide what decals I want to put on this bad boy. I need to stop lingering. I need to get on with it. But there's so much to choose from. Okay, we're gonna put this one on the sides. Dude, I'm still in shock. 800 kids, holy. 800. That's like 4 times my backlog. And I have zero idea how I'm ever gonna go through my backlog. I think I'm gonna put a couple of decals here. Maybe we can use... This might be a bit too strong. This might be good. Beware hot surface, maybe right there. Yeah, let's do that. I've never had to like figure out decals on my own. Usually when I build a kit, like the guide allocates like 90% of the decals, if not more, and then like there's only a few spares that you just figure out where to smack them. But in here it's like, whoa, so much choice. A bit overwhelming, but we shall persevere. Maybe something on the gray part there. Something on the side would be nice as well. I think these circles will look nice there. Let's put them on. I'm not sure how much sense it's going to make at the end. These decals, they have like callouts on them. And I'm not really paying attention to that. I just like aesthetically consider what would fit where. So, might look a bit odd if you read into it once it's done. But hey. Okay, I need to pay better attention to the chat. Blue part is only going to have potentially 1, maybe 2 decals. Assume these guys are gonna fit here, but there will be nothing here and here, so we can find something to fit there. Maybe this. No, this is too short. This won't stand through. No, I think this will be alright. Let's put these guys Oh yeah, and by the way, don't forget to check out the giveaway. I hope you guys decide to join in. It's 2 Apex Time Ultra cases, 1 per winner, so 2 winners. All we need to do is check out my Instagram profile for details on how to enter. It is super duper easy. You have a week to enter. And you can have a display case. It's very easy to assemble. There is a review of it on my channel, along with the Hot Toys Superman figure review. It's pretty good, I like it. Still have my Superman in that figure, in that case. Pretty good case. It's dope, no flickering. Really good for photos as well. The only limitation is that you need to be in continental US or Canada to be eligible to enter, because the boxes are quite large. Shipping them internationally is going to be quite expensive. I just cannot commit to that at this stage, so it wouldn't be fair. But I am working on something to run on a more regular basis for you guys to, for most of you, to be eligible to win in. There is always a way to kind of give back to the community for your support. So more to come on that shortly. Just need to figure out a few things there. Yeah, these cases are pretty sweet. They're quite spacious as well. Usually they're quite popular amongst 1/6 scale figure collectors, but it's nothing that would prevent you from displaying a model kit in there or what have you. Okay, so let's apply the decals to the chest. So you want the short ends to be here, okie dokie. These decals don't slide too well. Okay, might need a little bit more liquid. Yeah, a little bit more water. Make sure none of it gets onto the panel liner. Yo, welcome to the stream. It's going pretty well, Condro. Going pretty well. What's my next build? I think I'm gonna build the motor nuclear Lobo, I believe it's called. I just received a review, well, just, I think it was a week ago, a review copy of it from Gundamit, which was a surprise. I didn't expect to get one. So very much appreciate them doing that for me. It's just, I need like a little bit of a break from big builds. It's been PGU, Fenrir, now this fella. These are quite large, involved builds that require quite a bit of work, and don't want to burn out, and it's kind of unavoidable, at least for me. So what I want to do is build something that's really cool but doesn't require a lot of work. And my experience with Model King has been absolutely phenomenal. Modern nuclear kits are large, have a lot of parts, very impressive, but at the same time really easy builds. The plastic is good, the fit is good, the gating is good, panel lining really is unnecessary, and there is no what was it? Water decals. Yeah, sorry, lost the word. So yeah, think Lubu, I believe it's called. It's gonna be my next build. And it should be a pretty quick build as well. Have it on the way as well. Nice. Start an Iron Toy Store, start a base. I believe I've seen that. I think it was even you who mentioned it. I don't remember. Somebody mentioned it on a stream before, and we checked it out. It's a hell of a kit. I think it's the one that looks like Art Deco, like purple, grayish kind of thing. I believe it's the one. Might be having a brain fart. Let's apply these guys real quick, carefully. Yeah, oh nice. My memory is not too shit. Good. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more so you guys can see what I'm doing. I realize it might be a bit hard to see this far away. And also my camera today should be a little less wobbly. I bought an extra desk mount standish thing that I kind of cross-connected to my main light mount and camera mount, so it kind of balances out now, the wobble. I checked some of the... When I was working on the Fenrir's edit for the time-lapse, I realized that it was very wobbly at times, which is not a good... The footage, I mean, not the kit. Can I have that? Okay, this decal is a bit trash. Seems to be too long for its purpose. Doesn't want to stick really. See if we can persuade it. Online correction to the instructions, do you mean the instructions for the Logar? For this kit that I'm working on right now? I do not believe so. At least I did not do any research into that matter. From my observation, I can tell you that there is a lot in the guide that it gets wrong. Let me make sure to show you. Might as well. So when I started building it, I was trying to do markings like this. Like, so this one says R14, but actually it's J16 part. Hopefully you can see it. And at first I thought, hey, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna post it on a community post, because this is the third page and you already see a mismatch. And then as I started moving forwards, it was so many of the parts labeled incorrectly. To be completely honest with you, it is much easier. The pictures are actually accurate. The prints are fine enough and they are accurate. It is much easier just to browse through the runners and find the part that they are showing you here. If I was to correct every single thing, it's gonna take hours to notate all of that down. And quite honestly, it's not my job to do that. I will point out in the review, and I think I've already pointed out in one of the community posts, that the guide for this kit is rather poor and very much stands. very much stands. And it's not only that. For example, as you see right here, I have a comment, no holes, no tubes. So these N6 parts actually have 2 copies of them for some reason. I have no idea why. So you have 2 N runners, like November. And where's the parts? Hold on. On one runner, the parts are actually incomplete. On the other runner, the parts are complete. This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I don't know why, but it's just what it is. It's a bit like annoying for build, in terms of build experience, because you have one set of parts and you're like, oh crap, how am I gonna attach them if they don't have the attachment holes? These. So you can see like this part on the inside, it's actually supposed to have like a little tube so it slides into a peg. But these don't on one of the N runners. But on another N runner, these parts have this tube, and I have them installed on a waist, I believe. They go on waist. Yes, they go right here. Right there. So you're like, what the hell? It's a bit weird. And this kit is full of that. This kit is not like in era, you know, Sky Defender, whatever, experience. This is, from what I understand, is like old school, you know, figure it out build. But it's not too bad because it's not really a big build. There is no inner frame to speak of. It's very like full mechanics type of approach. Like the armor is very much structural here. And the metal inner frame that it comes with actually has quite a few parts already cut out and pre-installed for you, which is nice. So it's pretty straightforward assembly. It's not that of a complicated build. So if you see something that's marked like that, be patient. What I would recommend is, well, so what I do is that when I start a part, like for example, I start a chest, I would just scan through the page and I would pick up the runners and I would cut out all the parts for the stage, and then I would do the assembly. That's why it got me quite a few times, because I was like, oh, that's definitely the part from the right runner. Why the hell does it not fit? And then I would find out that it doesn't fit simply because... Am I lagging? It doesn't fit because there is a duplicate runner and stuff like that. I think if I was doing it like step by step, it would not be happening. If my video is lagging or audio, please let me know. I'm not sure what's going on. But, you know, it's an easy assembly overall. It's not a big deal. Just watch out. I usually point out like actual mismatches in the guides if it's like 1 or 2, but in this one it's a lot. I just don't have the time. But yeah, this build is more like, hey, we did what we could, we're giving you a good price, figure out the rest. Like, all right, cool, I got you. And I was mentioning earlier in the live stream as well, this kit is crazy spiky. Like, it's really sturdy, it poses pretty well, but it's crazy spiky. I mean, so many parts just completely pierce through your skin. Might make you pay the blood toll. It made me bleed several times. So be very careful. Come on, where is it getting stuck there somewhere on the back? Here we go. Hello, hello, welcome to the stream. Sweet. If it lags, let me know. Don't know what I would do. Maybe restart my router if that happens. Alright, couple decals on. Need to speed it up a little bit. Like chatting with you all. But when I ramble, don't do much else. By the way, you guys watching the new season of The Boys? No spoilers. I'm supposed to trigger on this kit, but after reading the reviews, changed my mind. Yeah, dude, this kit is a commitment. I don't regret getting it. It's pretty cool. Poses pretty well. I sort of didn't expect it to be a good building experience, given that it's an unknown company. They seem to have pretty like low budget promotion campaign, if you can even call it that. And also like a super attractive price for the scale and the package. So but this, oh crap, Year of Barbatos or New Gundam, I don't know, it's competition. I have 2 LED sets on the way for my PGU new, one from Cosmos, another one from Unicorn Art. I'm gonna try out both, see which one is better. It's interesting to have competition for Cosmos now. And buying both of those LED sets with shipping and all of that, still cheaper, actually twice. Yeah, 2 times cheaper than buying freaking Bandai LEDs. Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. The pricing is a highway robbery. I think I can put... Oh my god, this decal is so tiny. I can put this one on the front of the chest. But yeah, man, if you compare this, what do you say you're working on Nemesis? Yeah, I mean, it's not even like the kids are in different leagues entirely. Nemesis is prime rib. This is a $1 taco that tastes amazing, but your ass is gonna explode next day. Still gonna have fun, but you know you'll pay the price. Excuse my language. There we go. Just installed the Cosmos LED kit on the base and hatch, still working on putting the armor on. Nice! Are you using the red armor or the blue plated armor? Because I remember Nemesis comes with 2 armor options. The kit is phenomenal. And I think you told me last stream or maybe some other time that it's your first LED kit, so you wanted to try something that's a bit more straightforward. I wonder how is that going for you? Have you had any issues, or is everything going smooth with the LED kit installation on the Nemesis so far? Cosmos PG costume a third of the Bandai, and it has the FinFun LED, is insane. Yeah, so the Cosmos LED is the third of Bandai's price. It has 2 FinFun LEDs. The Unicorn Art officially hasn't announced the price of their LED set yet, but that one has everything that the Cosmos LED has, and it has LEDs for all fin funnels. So Cosmos did a bit of a weird thing where there's only 2 fin funnel effects. I would imagine there's LED strips, wires, and the plastic parts to funnel the lights. And for the unicorn art, supposedly we get the same package but for all fin funnels. So I bought both, and I'm gonna try both and see which one is, you know, better value. Cosmos is really good in terms of like they always give you really good quality LEDs. They are fairly straightforward to install, and they also do a fairly good job giving you some sort of a guide, video or printed to, you know, help you in the installation process. And their settings are always on the what's it called, immutable memory kind of thing. So when you cycle the power, the settings are preserved. They have remotes that are pretty easy to work with. The mobile app is a cool gimmick, but I never kind of ended up using it. It's too hassly. So yeah, Cosmos is like good LEDs and good experience as a customer, as a user, I guess, which is also important in my eyes. Because if I'm buying an LED set made for me already, I need it to be like seamless. If I wanna hassle, I might as well do it myself. It's really not that difficult to wire your own LEDs. It's like one-time investment into a few tools and time. Oh. What did I miss out? Oh, what's wrong with the kit? According to reviews, the instruction manual is atrocious and the fitment of some parts is bad. Yeah, that's my experience with it so far as well. You'll use the blue armor. Cool. Heads up, might have to pull my pre-order. What do you think of this kit? Ooh, so you can check out some of my community posts from earlier. I kind of allude to what I think about this kit. TLDR is you get a lot of plastic for a very reasonable amount of money, right? The metal inner frame that you get here is actually pretty good quality. The downsides is, one, the guide, as I was showing earlier, it's super duper basic, and it has a lot of instances of this. So you see here it says part R14, and I spent like half an hour looking for the part, and then I realized J16 is actually the right name and number for the part that's supposed to go there. At first I thought I would identify all of these instances and post for you guys, but there's so many of them that I give up. So that's a downer, but the pictures themselves are correct. So it's easier to reference visual and understand which runner you need to cut it from than actually look at like runner letter and runner number that it requires you to pull from. That simply means that you just spend more time looking for parts, but all the parts are there. In terms of fitment, it's not quite as poor as I understand like Mechanicore is. Mechanicore, you have to like glue and aggressively modify parts to fit together. But this one is a lot of pegs are gonna have to be shortened because they will simply be too long to fit into the corresponding holes. There were a few instances where I had to widen some holes, not many though, only like a handful. There's a lot of pretty badly placed gates. If you can, wait for my review, it will come out by the end of next week. Like I'm doing right now decals, and I'm gonna probably film it throughout the week and post it next weekend. I'll try to post it like early in the weekend, but you know, it depends on how long the editing takes. I will dive into way more details there, but my builds are out-of-the-box builds. Like I never hide, well, because I don't paint. My kit's fully at the moment, like I don't airbrush. I do detailing and stuff like that, but I don't really do anything to hide gates. So, and I take a lot of up-close shots, video, and photos. You will see where the gates stand out. But basically, if you see build done by me, and you like it it's super duper easy to replicate what I do, because I don't do really anything professional or special. It's just out of the box builds with a couple of extra steps here and there. On the good side though, the plastic looks pretty decent with this kit. I mean, I cannot top coat this now because it's still too cold in Toronto, but even this blue plastic looks not too bad. It has some surface texture on it, and it poses really well. The metal inner frame is very sturdy. It's really capable in terms of holding different stances, and the biggest thing is it comes with this accessory. I mean, look at this beauty. Let me zoom out. This is the best barbatos mace ever made. This thing is about 19 inches long. It's heavy, and it's unbelievably cool. It's also very spiky. It has a metal rod as a hilt, and it's just, this thing alone is dope as hell. So yeah, I would say it's a worth buy if you expect and you're ready to put some effort into it, or you don't expect Bandai level experience. With that in mind, if you like the design, it's worth the work, in my opinion. I definitely like the design. You get a lot for your money, and it's not that difficult to build. It's just a bit tedious. So yeah, take it with a pinch of salt. Per usual, I paid full price for this. Right, I have a relationship with Gundam It, but all opinions are always my own, so I can say whatever I want about whatever I want, even when I get a kit for free. This kit I bought full price. I only got it a bit earlier because I'm a slow builder. Okay, I think this decal is not going to fit there. I think I might be behind on the messages. Oh, hold on, let me catch up. Yeah, the decal was very easy to install. Just had to cut holes on the display base stand that holds the kit itself. But other than that, pretty straightforward. Nice. Yeah, feel free to post photos. You're always very welcome to post on the community. I believe it's enabled. Then it's gonna be puzzle then, but that's just take time. Yeah, it's a little bit of time, and really, if you can afford longer build sessions, this guide is very short. This is like 20 pages. It's not large, and it doesn't have that many runners. So if you can afford to sit down, if you're a fairly fast builder, and you can afford to sit down for like, I don't know, 4, 6, 8 hours, you can probably build it very quickly. And when you do that, you kind of get in a flow of things, and you kind of know which runner is which, and blah, blah, blah. It's a bit of a challenge when you kind of build for an hour, then you have to do something else, and then you come back next day, and you have another hour. And by that time, you forgot which runner is what, and blah, 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 you know. So, yeah. It's going to be, you know, I'm going to mention all of that in the review, so you have all the information you guys need to make your own informed decision. Do I regret buying it? No. Do I wish it was better? Of course. Especially with the likes of In-Ear on the market, the bar is extremely high. But would that blow up the price? Probably. Would I rather have this than nothing? Definitely I would have this. And I still haven't built the original barbatos. I have the kit, I have the expansion set, and it keeps getting pushed further back in the backlog. One day. And now I have the Wolf Technology 1100 on the way. And I'm gonna be super late with that build. But I completely missed out on it, and I had to ask Gundam It for a favor to find me a spare one. So my goal for this year is to build that, and then I need to build the normal barbatos, so that by the end of the year I can compare all of them. Although, to be honest, the Fenrir is, I don't know, what can beat Fenrir? I keep reposing it almost every other day still. Such a phenomenal kit. I just can't. In Era is amazing. I've tried using Steady again, and I have completely changed my mind about it ever since. I've just been brushing it along the panel lines instead of letting it. Nice. Did it a positive change, or I think I missed some comments. Hold on. When you top coat, how do you make sure all metallic parts like pistons don't get matte top coat? I top coat individual parts. So if and when I top coat, I fully disassemble and I top coat parts individually. I have a bunch of like styrofoam blocks and a lot of skewers, and it's a painstakingly, applying several coats of top coat on individual parts. I would line them up nicely and angle them, and I would spray them, and I have several trays like that, so I kind of go around them, and then I would assemble. But before I would top coat, I would apply decals, I would apply detailing markers and stuff like that. And if I use chrome mark and I top coat over that, yeah, it dulls down the chrome, but it still looks pretty nice. What editing software do you use to make videos? Because I used to make content for using Adobe, but I need something more affordable. I use Final Cut Pro. Yeah, because I'm a Mac fella. Not very good with Windows. Yeah, so Final Cut is what I've been learning for, I don't know, a few years now, since I started the channel. Kind of getting gradually better and better at it. With Final Cut, you can either buy one-off license, which I believe is about 400 bucks, but it's like you buy it once and it's perpetual. But now they also came up with a Creator Studio, Apple, so you can subscribe and get it for like 10 bucks a month or something like that. I don't remember. I like it. The Final Cut version that I use is like quite old. I don't let them update it, because I'm afraid, that with their new subscription model, they're gonna start taking away features or whatever. I got used to it. I have like a bunch of like custom stuff that I created in it, my presets, my workflows, and in the future I would be glad to show you guys how I go about editing videos and stuff like that, if that's something you guys are interested in. And for photos, I use Lightroom, so I'm still an Adobe customer, but like on their cheapest, smallest plan that lets you use Adobe Lightroom Classic. I don't use Photoshop, and I don't use Lightroom Online or any of the Adobe's like online storage features. Yeah, Final Cut Pro seems to be alright. I know quite a lot of people use DaVinci Resolve, I believe it's called. It's like super in-depth thing, and it's, I believe, open source. I might be wrong, but if you're gonna learn something new, you might want to look at that. To me, with Final Cut, well, it was an easy choice because of Mac, and it was very, this to me, it seemed like very newbie friendly at the time. As someone who never edited anything except for music, it was very appealing. And as you learn Final Cut, you kind of understand more cool features, color grading and stuff like that, but it doesn't like require you to understand any of that to just start editing things. I mean, heck, you can check my videos. You can see how they looked 2 years ago, and you can compare them to Fenrir. All of them have been edited with Final Cut Pro, and I'm not saying that now I make masterpieces or anything. But it's just gradually you learn tricks, watch some guides, try to apply what you learn, and see how it goes. Mace is insane. Hell yeah, it's insane, dude. Even if you just buy this thing for the mace alone, dude, I mean, come on. You can defend your house with this. Tried using. I got past those pesky subscription-based software services that kept raising the prices year after year with Adobe. Yeah, I've heard. It's hard to like look for Adobe software, guides like Lightroom and not come across many videos criticizing their pricing policy, and I fully understand and appreciate and support what people say there. When I first subscribed to Lightroom, when I bought my first camera a few years ago, well, 2 years ago, year and a half ago ish, it was like a $13 a month Canadian with taxes subscription for the basic Lightroom, which was like negligible almost. It's still money, but I would otherwise waste that money on some stupid stuff. Now it's 20. In a year and a half, they've bumped the price twice, and I didn't get any new features. It's still the same basic Lightroom Classic, which is a phenomenal tool. But what the hell? I understand that they want to, push Firefly, whatever AI bullcrap, but I'm not getting any of that stuff, and yet I still have to pay more for exactly the same piece of software. So if I could buy a Lightroom lifetime subscription offline just for my collection management, basic denoise, they have really good like intuitive color grading tools and features. They can publish to Flickr, just stuff like that. Nothing like too super duper extreme. I would just give them $100 or $200 and leave me alone. But no, that's not an option, and now I pay $20 a month. And I'm like, well, I'm not sure if it's still a good deal now. But I don't know what's better. Like, there's a lot of alternative apps to Lightroom. I tried some of them, and they either have subscription fees or they're like pain in the ass, and you have to relearn. And I just like, you know what? I don't have time for this stuff. I'm in this hobby to make, cool builds and content, not to deal with any of that crap. So, you kind of just don't want to deal with that until you kind of get fed up. And then you change. So, yeah. That's a short answer. Your content is top tier. Thank you very much for the kind words. I appreciate that. I just finished the head unit the other day, working on the weapons for the body. Hell yeah, dude. Did you do the USB mod for the head unit on this kit? I did make a community post on my channel showing how to modify it. It's really easy. Because of the included PCB for this kit, it's split into 3 sections: the magnetic switch, the LED itself, and the battery terminal. And the PCB with the LEDs actually has resistors on it, a resistor on it. So all you need to do is just wire pigtail onto the positive and negative terminal, get rid of the battery terminal, and round that new wire to a USB-A connection. Boom, you're in business. And because this kit looks super industrial, the wire doesn't really stand out. I mean, you can see it here. It's not managed at the end, but the wire itself doesn't look too bad. I can actually turn it on. I'm gonna grab my battery power bank. Let's put it in low power mode. Boom. 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 Pretty decent LEDs inside. And the head unit has a lot of space because it's supposed to house 3 PCBs, and you only need 1 if you do the power mod. Really easy mod. What else we got? We have a couple of those parts. Where did I want to put them? How are they angled? Let's see. So they'll be looking upwards. Perhaps. I don't know. It's definitely not on the blue plastic. It needs to go. Don't want to put them there. Maybe here on the side or here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put it right here in the front. The color contrast. I was paying over 2K a year for all that stuff. For editing like Adobe, Video Copilot, also add-on for custom effects, rendering red giant software, but it was just too costly to see it over. Wow, 2K a year. That's a good chunk of money, amigo. That's a good chunk of money. I mean, if you get the return that you expect on it, you know, it's worth the investment. It's all kind of, you know, comparison. As I said, like my experience with Adobe is quite limited so far. And even with Lightroom, while the tool is stupendous, it's good. They've bumped up the price twice in less than 2 years. It's ridiculous. And I believe they also have contracts. So like if you, oh crap, tutorial decal. If you sign up with Adobe, if you decide to terminate your subscription within the first year or something like that, they'll make you pay the rest of the year up front. Like a termination fee or something. Don't take any of that as like, you know, advice. It's just hearsay. Rumor has it Apple is working on an alternative for Adobe. They even released something, but that thing doesn't have lens corrections. And lens corrections is very important when you shoot RAW photos. Because any lens, modern lens, has some pin cushioning going on and distortion to the image. Especially if you ever tried shooting RAW photos on your iPhone. When you upload them RAW to Lightroom, they get automatically lens profiles applied, and those pictures are twisted as all heck. Which does matter when you know, do raw photos and stuff like that. At least it does to me. It saves me time not to do that manually. Didn't see that I don't have soldering tools, so I just went with the regular LED that came with it. I was going to use different wireless LED head, but I just modded the head unit for the wires. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, if you want to get a soldering iron, I mean, it's really straightforward. Soldering irons are not, you know, dangerous. I use a super duper basic one from Hako. I think it's a Japanese company. I have a link to it in the description somewhere. Shameless plug, affiliate, and all that. But it was like 20 or 30 bucks. With accessories, it was like maybe 30 or 40. Works phenomenal. Just does what I needed to do and nothing else, and I don't need to do anything else. So yeah, highly, 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 highly recommend. Like a super duper basic soldering iron is very cheap. Just don't get any of those like portable battery soldering irons, whatever, with a billion attachments. Those are suspicious as heck. Just got a good trusty Hako soldering iron without any bells and whistles. Basic temperature control knob, and you're golden. You can start hacking and slashing and soldering and wiring. Okay, what do I want to apply to the head unit? Maybe a couple of decals on the back. Should we apply a couple of decals to the V-fin though? Maybe. Let's see what we got on tap. I did some cool ass videos, some great interest. Nice, dude. It's such a rewarding experience to create like a cool video that you enjoy. I'm loving it. One minor problem with the steady panel liner is when you clean it up, it can kind of smudge up and drag all over the place. It's very easy to then tidy it up. It's just a bit annoying. Okay. So, I want to put these guys there, and I want to put some more guys at the top. Maybe. Let's see what we got. Maybe we can put some caution. Keep clean, no paint. Yeah, let's do that. It's kind of thematic with my channel. No paint. That's excuse me. Guess it's gonna be a couple of here, a couple of here. Don't want to put anything there, I think. Maybe something there. Maybe. Needs to be something really tiny. Maybe like a caution. Why not? Nothing wrong. Don't remember if I asked or not. Are you guys watching by any chance the Boys TV show? They have season 5 coming out at the moment. It's not for everyone, but if you do, oh baby. I'm gonna put some decals here. Look at these guys. Amazon is on fire at the moment, in a good way. Invincible, The Boys. Whew. Some good stuff. Wednesday. Oh, nice. Yeah. Dude, The Boys. The new season is off to a great start. Great start. Don't want to spoil for anybody, but it's fire. Diabolical. Let's put axis. Now let's put maybe caution at the back. Here, let's put this guy here on the side. The boys in Invincible are goated. Hell yeah. Invincible is also so awesome this latest season. I mean, they kind of stepped it up. I would imagine it's gonna be the last season or something. Not sure. It seems like they're building up to a, you know, finale kind of thing. Invincible is really good, 100%. And The Boys is better than the comics. I remember reading The Boys comics, which is, you know, pretty nice, but it's pretty short and a bit crazy. Like it's really out there compared to the comic book. The Boys TV show is like rated for kids almost. The comic book is way rougher, but the show strikes a nice balance. They keep writing the characters not too bad. What do we want to put on the back there? I want something nice and something beautiful. I think I'm going to put caution on the back ledge. Did last night I discussed with the weekly. Yeah, well, at least they gave us. Well, Invincible is weekly drip at the moment, and so will be The Boys, but at least they gave us first 2 episodes on the first week, right? So you get to check out episodes 1 and 2. Both of them end on cliffhanger, which is like annoying as hell. But hey, what can you do, dude? That's the reality of it at the moment. Drip feeding content, so you keep subscribing. Diabolical. All right, let's apply some more decals. I think here will be more visible, but here it fits better. I'm gonna put it here. Uh-oh, don't fly away, do a decal. Definitely making it easier for myself, but attaching the V fin, but it's only one decal, we can do it. Nice. Alright. Now we want to put them on the beefing and not mess it up. So there's a lot of panel lining going on. And all of it is done with steady, so it can fly away really. Let's not smudge it up. What did I want to put? Maybe caution? Yeah, no paint. Yeah, that's for sure the one. And another caution here. Now this can mess up some border lines. Let's be very... oh crap. Did I mess it up? Little, yeah. Damn it. Okay, let's wipe it off. I'm gonna have to repanel line that. I thought this decal was smaller, honestly. I don't even think it fits here anymore. I like it. Just take it off, clean it up. Freaking mess. Gotta go, gonna let my son drive around the neighborhood for a little bit. Nice, dude. Enjoy. Have a great afternoon and the rest of the weekend, amigo. Thank you very much for dropping by. Okay, let's apply water liner back onto it. It doesn't want to wipe off. What the hell? Okay, it's a little bit of thinner. Where's my gun primer? Solvent to the rescue. It's kind of the difficulty of working with the water-based panel liner. If you let the decal smudge it up a little bit, it's a mess. No, still not removed. See, maybe we need a stronger, thinner. I have Tanya, I believe. Yep. I have to be extra careful with this one. Now we're talking. That cleaned up a little bit. There's my water. Okay, re-panel on it very carefully. Okay, I need to wait for that to dry up. In the meantime, we can work on the rest of the decals. How long have you been building Gunpla for? I've been building for 2 years. It's been fun. Those goddamn water slide decals. I have been in the hobby. I think this month will be 3 years. I think it's been 3 years. Yes, 3 years. Yes. I started 3 years ago because I had a surgery and I had to stay at home for a while, and my friend introduced me to Gunpla. I used to build Legos my entire life. I've been doing tubes for 2 years-ish, and I've been kind of treating it seriously for a year, about a year now. Absolutely love the hobby. I think it's a great time to be in this hobby. Bandai is doing cool things. Obviously, start with Bandai, but third party is pumping out amazing stuff. High quality. They're really challenging. Bandai, they're good prices. Pretty good community as well. Had some toxic interactions in the past, but nothing too bad. Mostly people that, you know, if it's not Bandai, it's not cool for them, stuff like that. But even with the Bandai prices, to be honest with you, whenever I looked at some, like, for example, I really like the new movie Project Hail Mary. I watched it twice in IMAX. And I was like, what can I buy to gonna have like a memorabilia about that movie? And there is a Lego kit, and it's like a few $100. And people like in that hobby like, oh, it's such a good price. And I'm like, what the hell, man? It's like a perfect grade price, and it's just a regular, like, it's not a super duper cool Lego kit. Absolute madness. But also the process of building model kits and stuff like that, I find it to be very therapeutic. I enjoy it very much. And ever since I started making content, the interactions with all of you guys is something I appreciate greatly. Like, truly. I also really like, creating videos, taking photos and stuff like that. It's just kind of a creative thing that I enjoy doing. Yeah, and it's a good like vent from, regular life, boring stuff. So yeah, I think it's a phenomenal hobby. It's a great time to be in this hobby as well. What do you think? I just joined. Currently start. Hey, welcome to the stream. Come on in, the water is fine. And best of luck with Fenrir. The kit is phenomenal. Hope you had a chance to check out my review and or time-lapse build. You can follow time-lapse build alone if you fancy for, follow along the process. But that kit is one of the best kits ever. I still have mine kind of near me on my work desk. Keep reposing it every couple of days. It's just such a cool kit. In era delivered. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the building process, and I hope that you enjoy the final results. And in terms of water decals, my amigo, at first I didn't like water decals because it's a hassle. The way I saw it is like, oh my god, water decals. But the more I think what changed my opinion of water decals was building, I think it was Perfect Grade Unicorn Perfectibility Gundam. It was like my end of year build. I had a Christmas break and some time off work, and I could spend like a lot of time building that. It's a phenomenal building experience. And that kit, I decided to apply all of the decals that are included. And it's like, I think I posted a number somewhere, but it's like over 1,000, if not 2,000 decals. It's insane number of decals that goes there. And I kind of had to figure out a way, because I made that commitment to myself that I'm gonna use all those decals, blah blah blah. I kind of figured out a way to do them. It's quite an enjoyable experience. Like what I do right now, I like this. I like this as much as building the process itself. Like I get to like figure out where they place a decal, and I get to add detail to the kit, and I get to not place it if I don't wanna. And specifically with water decals, what was a big game changer for me is getting a vise like this. And I used to use a simpler vise before. Like you don't need to buy something like that. This was my first vise from the SPIA. It's much cheaper, it's much simpler. But basically it's something that allows you to fix the part in place and to kind of rotate it around, comfort. Making work with decals comfortable was a huge thing for me. Then I got the moisturizer box, and that was also a huge step up, because now I can just cut out a bunch of decals, I can place them here, and I can just pick them up and place them there. And it's a very straightforward, simple process. And ever since then, I was like, you know what, I don't mind decals at all. And especially water decals, because you get to kind of manipulate them a little bit after you place them on the part, which makes it so much easier than stickers. If you do like a bunch of water decals, like do one kit with water decals and then try going back to stickers, the placement of the sticker is such a pain in the ass. It's unbelievable. And I did like a big mistake. One of my earliest builds was Railgrade Sazabi, which I applied stickers to, the ones that came with it in a box. Then I pen aligned it, and like a dumbass, I top coated it in gloss. So the kit looks really cool, but because the stickers are covered over with the gloss, they look like poop. Can you hear you? What? Not sure what you mean, Bridges. Oh, you can hear me. All right, cool. I thought my audio broke. Gave me a little heart attack there. Just a micro one. Itty bitty. I think it fell out. No, don't fall, you stupid thing. There we go. Stand still. So yeah, water decals are not your enemy, they're your friend. You just need to embrace them. That would be my opinion. You can also always skip them, because water decals, for the most part, all they do is they add the realistic, like, mechanical detail. If that's not something you care about, then, you know, screw them. You don't have to do what you don't want to do. What does it say? Gunplay is freedom? Well, do your thing, amigo. As long as you enjoy it, that's all that matters, really. If I didn't enjoy water decals, hell no, I wouldn't do them. Have the vibe as well. Vice. Oh yeah, cool. Newer version from them. The tools you mentioned have helped a lot easier now. I used to do it, to be honest, and I don't do is top coat any of my kids. Yeah, top coat is totally optional, dude. I don't top coat most of my kids because I can only do it when the weather is good enough in Toronto where I live, because I do it outside. So it's very occasional, the top coating for me. But when I get to do it, I enjoy it very much. And some of my arguably coolest builds are top coated. Like if you check my in era Thunderbolt, Thunderbolt Manta, Vidar looks also dope. What else is that top coat? Camphor Schwer, it's really cool. I have a few like, oh yeah, and PG Axia, she looks sexy. And Sky Defender is top coated as well. I usually when it gets warmer out here, I try to kind of build a bit more because I can top coat, and I leave the kits that I don't want to top coat for the rest of the year. I think my one of my friends has that new revise of that version as well, the one that I showed earlier. It's pretty good. It's good starter vise. It's gonna serve you well for a while. Ultimately, when I got this ball vise, I was very lucky to get it on AliExpress at the I think I got it on AliExpress. Yeah, I wanted to get it from the SPA store because I have like an affiliate with them. So whenever you guys use my link, I get like points there. But there was like a super duper Black Friday whatever sale on AliExpress for this big boy. And when they sent it to me, it was missing parts. So they actually had to refund part of the, like a screw that goes in here wasn't there. Because this vise, you can unlock that screw. And now it turns very easily. Usually have it locked. So it just, the bolt that rolls in its cradle. So they had to kind of refund me like 30% of the cost per AliExpress policy because the parts were missing. So I got it at an insane deal after all of that. But yeah, ever since I got it, like, there's no other vise is better than this one. It's a very convenient tool. What do I want to do here? I want to put some decals, but I'm not sure if I want to put a mirror decal. Maybe we can put one of these guys. beware hot surface pointing at the crotch. That can be funny. Let's put that. One of my recent kits I decided not to do water decals on was the PG Phoenix narrative, because I don't think the decals would look good. I totally agree with you, amigo. If I remember correctly, the PG narrative Phoenix is the gold one, mirror finish. It's one of my grail kits. If I can ever buy it, I will buy it. Because I would love to have a display where I have my PG unicorn perfectibility and Phoenix. Is it Phoenix? I don't remember what it's. You know, the gold unicorn. I think that's the one you're talking about, unless I'm completely missing the point. But if we're talking about the same kit, then totally agree with you. Like, putting decals on that, they won't even be visible. And putting decals on that surface, if you use a mark setter and mark softer, you can actually mess up that surface, because that plating is very fragile. So yeah. I have my PG perfectibility unicorn. It's like in its unchained mode. It's a centerpiece in my penna display. What I want to do eventually, at some point, I want to have next to it narrative with an LED set also unchained, and I want to have in between them usual regular unicorn without decals and in unicorn mode, and all of them lit up with Cosmos. That could be if just that display would be absolute fire. But narrative is like pretty hard to come across. I was lucky to find unicorn perfectibility on eBay, straight from Japan, at a really good price, like really good price. And it turned out not to be a scam, which was even better. But the narrative is uber expensive. It's like $1,000 Canadian, if you can even find it. Probably eventually I will fold and buy it. I'm gonna hold out for as long as I can. Just a concentration moment here. Okay, let me quickly Google Phoenix narrative version. PG narrative Phoenix. Okay, yeah, we're talking about the same thing. Yeah. Yeah, the one that is narrative is the newer version, right? They have another Phoenix that's earlier one. But yeah, you can see that, like out here in Canada, like this store, I'm not sure what store this is, Gundam Hanger or something. They have it at $1,100 before taxes. I mean, that's, of course, it's in stock because it's $1,100. But we don't have. It's a premium Bandai special, right? Just like the perfectibility. So for us, it's a scalper's paradise. Because we don't have premium Bandai in Canada. Yeah, it's one of my holy grails. One day I will acquire it for some special occasion. But unicorn builds, perfect grade unicorns are phenomenal builds. It's just the entire experience is so good. The plastic is good. The inner frame is cool. If you don't mind running the wires, you can get Cosmos LED set for it. Very, very engaging. Okay, I think we are done with the head unit and torso. I don't think I want to put more decals on it. Or maybe here on the side. Maybe it would be appropriate to put a couple decals there, just to give it a little bit more detail. Something thin and long. So we got here. I think red will fit nice on that gray. Get. This is going to be too large. This could be interesting. Because we have caution up top, we can also put more caution here. It's kind of the same style. Yeah, why not? Oh yeah, I know. If you airbrush, you can top coat all year round. The challenge for me at the moment is my bolivian arrangement does not make it easy for me to create a spacious setup where I would have a painting booth, air compressor and all that stuff. It is a goal to do that, but not at the moment. Not at the moment. I even had some companies like Gallery, if you ever heard about them, they reached out to offering to collaborate, to check out their airbrushes and paints and stuff like that, and I just cannot do that because I don't airbrush. They were very nice about it. I'm gonna test out their markers. They were actually pretty cool in the negotiation process. So I'm like very fiercely independent in my review process and my opinions and stuff like that. So I've had several companies reach out before wanting to collaborate, but never reaching compromise between what they want to do and what I feel comfortable with. Gallery was very reasonable. Still haven't tried the markers yet, they've already arrived. I will probably try them off stream, just to give myself room to experiment and think and stuff like that. But I will probably try them on this kit, because it has a lot of room for activities. And supposedly they're water-based acrylics, so they shouldn't damage anything. Dude, the marker dope. I just use them on the kits. Nice. Markers. I have another set of markers from them. I have. Nice, dude, nice. I've been using a lot of these PA markers so far. I've been pretty open about that. I use Army Painter speed paint markers. I use AK interactive markers. I use DSPA markers. There's quite a few different markers. I never used gallery markers, and they reached out offering for me to test out their products. I cannot test their airbrushes for obvious reasons. But markers, I have some experience there. So stay tuned for that. Probably as part of this kit review, I will drop a separate video, a shorter one, or maybe I'll mention it in the review, we'll see. I usually don't do separate dedicated videos for a tool unless there is some sort of incentive for me. I mention it as part of like for example, Decals and video or some other guides that I have. I'd rather show the process or a technique that I would like to share than promoting a tool specifically. If I do that, then I would say that, you know, it's like an ad pretty much. But when I try these markers, if I like them or not, I will be sharing all of that detail with you. Right, I think now the head looks even better with that extra decal there. This looks now pretty dope. Let's see, is the camera focusing on that or something else? Let's move it here. Let's zoom in. Just look at this bad boy. Look at this bad boy. Isn't he beautiful? Oh, dope kit, man. It's a dope kit. Takes some work, a bit finicky here and there, but ultimately the results are, you look at that and you're like, yeah, it's all worth it, man. It's all worth it. Let's zoom back out. Now let's clean out the panel liner that I had to reapply and move on to hands. Still not very dry. Gotta be very careful. Thank you very much for joining the stream. Very much appreciate you hanging out here. Have a great rest of the weekend, my friend. And I'm very excited to finish this kit as well. Very excited to pose it, very excited to film it, very excited to make the video. This one is gonna be dope. And then I'm going to build modern nuclear, and I'm going to build the 1/100 kit from Party Barbatos. I think it's called Wolf Technology or something. It's the year of Barbatos. But I do have several real grade new Gundams actually in my backlog. They're like limited editions. I have first lot version, I have double fin funnel version. I think I have some other, oh, of course, FF. Technically, this year can be also the year of New Gundam if I decide to build all of those in the backlog. What's the backpack? Or legs. Oh, arms. What do I want to do? Let's do arms. They have color decals. Alrighty, so we want this. Then on the back, they want me to put this, but I want something else. So if there's going to be a Rex at the front, I'm probably going to put a claw at the back. Let me zoom out a notch because this part is a bit larger, so you guys need to be able to see it. There we go. Then I need these parts on the inside and outside. Get a little bit more liquid. There we go. Actually, let me cross these guys out so they don't build tension. So we've done that. Haven't done that. Haven't done that. Okay. That's fine. So far the decals on this kit are actually pretty good. There's a lot of them obviously, but also the print is quite crisp. Even the ones that are super duper small, they are printed well, they're printed clean, and there are no typos. At least, not yet. Haven't found any yet. That is always a plus. I really want this thing to go. Maybe I can put it. So this can go on the elbows. Have so many more extra decals, but they don't kind of even indicate where they would go potentially. It's not that easy to figure out where they would fit. They're like pre-cut. You can always experiment. I wonder if I can place this one somewhere. Don't think it's gonna fit here. Doesn't really look like it. Can definitely place a couple here at the end. This will have a circle. We can place a decal here too. Okay, let's cut out a few. Then on this side, okay, let's apply the ones we've got so far and see how it looks like. I'm back. Live through the drive. Welcome back. I'm happy for you. Wait until you need to buy them a car. A friend of mine just had to buy it for their son. They were very, very, very worried. Boom. Then they want 25, 26 here on the edge. Okay. Maybe these guys, they want them to positioned like that. Oh. Good, good, good. Then they want more parts here. I think. It's hard to see where they wanted to place them. I'll just have to guess. $15. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, when the son has to drive 4x4 pickup, it's basically a monster truck. Nice, man. You managed to drive it. Wow, that's good progress. Drove to the store, massive truck, dude. That's awesome. What are you guys thinking of getting him a truck when in the US? I think 16 is when you usually consider getting a kid a car. Driving a big truck, that's cool, man. It's a really good learning experience. Hopefully good quality time with the family as well. So they're gonna be asking for the keys, you know? Give me the keys. I need that with the boys. Don't want to mess up this panel line. I really don't want to mess up this panel line. I'll prefer to not mess it up. Let's see if we can do it. Ish. Not too shabby. Oh, nice. Give a track to the kit. At least they're gonna be safe. That's good. I wonder if they want you to flip it around, brother. Doesn't seem to fit here very well. But then this angle is not really gonna work up top. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be this bit like awkward. Not a perfect fit. And I want to put, I think I do want to put a decal here. Oh, wait a second, I want to put this first. It's super dangerous. Put a liner in there. Be careful. Yep. What do I have here? Oh, I think I want to put something heftier. How the strength of the decals? Do they? The decals seem to be pretty good. I've tore one due to my own stupidity. That was not too bad, I think. I tore a smaller one actually. I believe it was. Shit, I don't remember. It was a smaller one, somewhere in a gray. Early on. It tore, but it was very easy to put it back together. I don't even find which one it was. They don't slide too easily, so they need a bit more liquid to slide off the paper. But they seem to be sturdy enough-ish. I mean, I just applied this one and it didn't tear, and I had to wiggle it a little bit here and there. They don't need to soak too long. They just need a lot of, like, plenty of water. Like the in-era decals, you just barely dab them in liquid and they are good to go. And these guys need some, like, submersion. But these are not the sturdiest, definitely. They feel like they're pretty thin. If you give them, you know, a little tug, you're gonna speed up. So the average. They're printed pretty crisp though. Even the small text is it's legible, it's crisp. Most of it appears to not have any silly grammar mistakes, like the shittled on a monument repair type. And it's cool that you have so many extras that you get to, you know, choose your own decal, choose your own placement. Have fun. If you enjoy placing decals, that is. mandala. I need to look into that. I don't. Doesn't ring a bell. Give me a second. Google mandala. Caesar works. Is that? Never even heard about it. Not gonna lie. Looks interesting. Not my cup of tea in terms of color scheme. Like hookband or whatever it's called. Yeah, never even heard of it before. But yeah, these are definitely like not too bad. You can play around with these if you have enough like mark setter on the part. They stay all right. They are. You can persuade them, wiggle them around a little bit. Definitely not the worst I've come across. I don't know how well they stick without mark setter. It's just not something I ever even try. It's always mark setter or bust. The guide is once again a bit weird because it has a bunch of these generic decals, but it also has a bunch of numbered decals, but more than half of them don't have allocation here. This is just like, okay, clearly this decal is supposed to go in a specific, like, okay, this one has, but like decal has to go into a specific place or part, but they don't mention which one, and it's like, okay, what am I supposed to do here? Yes? Yeah. That's a bit annoying. Third-party kit with all the rocket effects. Yeah, I just googled it. It's pretty interesting. I had similar rocket effects for my real grade Sazabi. Third-party effect set by Effect Wings, I believe, company. So this mandala seems to have a lot more rockets. So what did you end up doing with that model kit? Did you give up on the decals, or did you persevere? The ones that were tearing apart too easily. I think I can smack a few more details here. I can put something here, here. Maybe on the inside as well. Let's see. Finish it, but are pleasantly decals. Nice. It's a challenge sometimes with third-party kits if they like stock decals are crap. Unless the kit is very, very, very popular, which is pretty rare, third-party. You know, nobody's gonna make alternate decals for them, like G-Rework or whatever. Warning. Maybe I can put a warning somewhere. But it's a gamble we have to take. Ooh. Maybe some commercials. Like these ones. So this can go on the inside, then I can put these guys. And finally, do I want to put anything around here? Maybe actually put beware hot surface on the other side. And finally, maybe I can put maybe here I can put like a mirror decal. Yeah, let's do that. Place these guys. Go there right now.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Fukuoka, Fukushima, New Gundam. Turned out to be a scam. I haven't done it before. For that. I need to look into that. I have a bunch. I have Farmer, think it's called Farmer Creations. Then I'm trying to think. I think 1/100 Fukuoka in Uganda. I think I have that on pre-order as well. Yeah, haven't heard anything about it in a while. Didn't know it was a scam. That's not cool. That's not cool at all. I only have deposit for it, I think. Let me check. Let's see. Pre-orders. So I have farmers here. Then is that the Mecha Soulstorm Fukuoka cow model? Is that the one you're talking about? This? I'm not sure which one you're talking about. It's definitely past its expected release date. Let me see the comments that this is a scam product from a fake company. Interesting. Now we suspect another scam with Dragon Tiger could be also. Wow. That's not good, man. Well, if it's a scam, I would imagine Gundam will refund you for that. I hope they already have. I have a deposit there, but what, $1? So they'll probably put it back in points. They usually do that. It's easier that way. I think I saw that on the Kshatriya thing that was like right after Osiris came out, when there was a lot of like buzz around that. I saw on Facebook pictures of that other Osiris that looked like absolute poop. Didn't they say eventually that it ended up being AI or something like that? Like really badly generated pictures. And of course nothing came out of it. I know Farmers is really cool. I completely missed out on that as well, and I'm waiting for Gundam to find me a spare copy somewhere. They did manage to find me a spare Wolf Technology 1/100 because I need to be better at checking what becomes available and placing orders. I'm pretty crappy at that. There's so much that comes out all the time. It's hard to catch up, to keep up. I saw that 12 models, yeah, that one. Yeah, I think that was called 12 models. Yeah, that did. I remember seeing the pictures of that, and I was like, what the hell are we even talking about here? Saw pictures of the, I'm gonna butcher the name, but Himoxian, I think, their Dark Knight model kit. It doesn't look very good, I'm not gonna lie. Looks a bit weird. should arrive soon. My plan is to build several Hemoxion kits together. I think I have Bucky, I have Lone Wolf, and I have one before that, like a cowboy theme, whatever it's called. So I want to build kind of a bunch of them together. So far I like their designs, but I'm not sure I like the design of that Arkham thing. Looks a bit weird, like a weird combination of camo and mechanical design. It doesn't vibe with me. Sent you your farmer new? Nice, dude. Hopefully they find me one. Ikaruga? What is Ikaruga? Not sure I know what it is. You mean the Hemoxion's new kit? Let me check. Where is that thing? This. It's called Batman Arkham Knight. This one. The Hemoxion's latest, I think. Like the blue version looks pretty decent. But then when I look at the torso, I do not like this. Like this kind of sprinkling of white and red and gray and white and red more just doesn't seem to be jiving too well here in the torso. I like this. I like the faceplate. I like the hands. I do not like I like the sculpt of the legs. This layering of colors just doesn't do it for me somehow. I don't know. To each their own. Okay, what do I want to put here, if anything? Usually I want to put something visible place like that. Maybe we can put... When hot, never touch. Okay, cool. Where it's called. Make sure we don't touch the hot part. There we go. And I think this blue part needs some covering up because it's pretty badly damaged out of the box. Not the best print there for sure. It would be good to cover it up with a decal or something, so it doesn't look like complete garbage. Let's see, is there anything that's long enough? Looks like just like the figure on the first year, but I have to say I really like the stream vibes. Do you go live often? Hey, thank you very much for joining the stream. I appreciate you hanging by. I stream every Friday at 5 p.m. EST for a few hours. It depends on what we're working on and how much energy I have. But yeah, so far I've been consistent every Saturday at 5 EST, plus minus 10ish minutes. Okay, I put the thing, but I didn't select what I want to apply. Is that dumb? Yes, it's very dumb. It's more like hanging out, building something together, Q&A, good vibes. Guess I ramble a bunch. Okay, if we occasionally miss a stream, that's usually I'm ill. I get ill fairly often. Have you heard of King Crab? Yeah, I actually got it. I received King Crab a week ago. Yeah, about a week ago, when I got like a big drop, resupply drop from Gundam. It looks very interesting. It comes with a lot of boxes. It doesn't have a box of its own, like the main box, which is a bit weird. So it's like Gundam's shipper box, and a lot of like half a dozen, or I don't remember. It's a bunch. I have them stacked in a corner neatly on one of my shelves. I did look at the parts at runners. There is a lot. It's gonna be quite an interesting build. I do not know what to expect from it. I don't do hardly ever any research on the kits that I build. I just build them and then I share my opinion. That's pretty much it. But it looks interesting. There's a lot of parts. It seems like there is a lot of like metal large parts for some sort of assembly. So yeah, interesting. The expectations for that are no idea, honestly. Absolutely no idea. I hope it's a cool experience. I glanced very briefly at the runners and they seemed to be looking alright, like in terms of plastic quality and stuff. But yeah, there are several things that need building, like ideally soon. I'm not sure I'll find time for that. I think next one for sure is gonna be Modern Nuclear Lobo, I think it's called. It's because I need to recharge my batteries, and that one is, well, Modern Nuclear is pretty straightforward builds, so that's always welcome. And then maybe we'll run a poll on the channel, so we choose together what to build next. Because all of these kits, like, are phenomenal. Like, I want to build all of them, but what do you guys want to see? We still have Regus and Gus that lost to Logar in the most recent poll. Early on, Regus and Gus lost by a big margin and then kind of pulled back, but it never recovered. So you guys definitely were more interested in this kit than the Regus and Gus from today. So they still need to be considered. Then I just received the Tall Geese, the Monument Repair Type Flugel version, EX, with big ass wings. That's gonna be an option. Then the King Crab, which is a bit of a dark horse kind of kit. It's a very interesting kit. It's a 1/60 scale kit. And I love 1/60 scale kits. Well then, sure, what else we got? 1/100 Barbatos is on the way. The Wolf Technology one, not Lunavore. So yeah, there's quite a few kits to choose from. That's just the recent ones. Try to catch me more. Hey, yeah, dude, you're always very welcome to jump on the stream, hang out, have a good time. Where is that decal? Oh, there is. You got a figure 172 scale, dude. So pictures of that. That thing is massive. Are modern nuclear figures good? Never had one. Curious in general. How are they? King Crab is similar to the... Well, I think that is right. It's based off of that design, pretty much. It's like interpretation on a larger scale. Like this, for example. This is not like a direct copy of barbatos, but it's like a interpretation of barbatos or recreation of barbatos in larger scale, right? Can you move this decal? I don't like it there. But the Gog can have I'm pretty bad on the lore side of things here. More of a Warhammer lore nerd, but if I remember correct, isn't it that Freedom Gundam that kind of can go inside the Gog or something like that? Might sound like an idiot, but I think it's somewhere in that. So, in 1/60 scale, we might actually be able to do that. What are these things? Where did I put them? Nowhere. Okay, so I need to put them somewhere. Let's place it here. M&P is awesome. Nice. So they make like the same design, and they would make a figure and a model kit for the same design. That's pretty cool. There is that horse model kit from, I don't remember the company. Isn't it also Iron Toys? Or, hold on a second, let's see. What's the horsey model kit? The promotional picture looks very cool. I'm quite intrigued by that. Oh, it's Monsho. Okay. This looks very interesting. If this turns out to be a good model kit, I'm very excited about this. It can be an accessory for like other model kits. I'm very interested in this horsey. But promotional pictures almost look too good. So I'm trying to keep my optimism in check. Okay, this side is done. Let's flip over. Make sure we don't touch any decals. carefully. Need to kind of grab it here. There we go. What's the name? The name is Mosho X Beihong Mechanical Horse Alloy Frame modelkit. I'm not sure if you can see it. Looks like this. Looks phenomenal. It's under Mosho brand on Gundam's page. They have a red one, a white one. So yeah, very interested in that. I don't think I've built. I mean, I have a. Obviously, the real great God Gundam has a horse, and it's pretty cool. But it's too small for the 1/100 scale Fat Cat God Gundam. If that Mosho horse is cool and scaled appropriately, it can be like a super duper mega horse for the Fat Cat God Gundam. I'm quite interested in that. Gives me Kotobukiya vibes. Kotobukiya does those like hexagear, a lot of kits that are like insectoid sort of designs done mechanically, which is super cool niche. You are both nice, dude. Looks pretty cool, right? Looks really cool. Kotobukiya vibes is a good vibe to have. I haven't done many Kotobukiyas, but I've done V-Thor, I think it's called. It was a really cool build. And I also have somewhere Springer with a little governor. I think bump up governor. Kotobukiya are like really nice, easy builds. Okay, let's put this one here. And I believe Hexagear, they're like modular, so you can create your own, effectively reusing the parts. Crap, why did I touch it? Where's my no paint allowed sticker? There we go. sticker. Okay, let's do another one of these big guns. Let's try to not tear it up. Uh-oh, it's already torn. Alright, well, there goes that. I think it actually makes it easier. It's a tactical tear, let's call it that. Yeah, definitely pre-planned. It's not really meant to do it. It's not a professional trick. Like nothing ever happened. Yeah, so I guess to your earlier question, these guys do tear quite easily. But it's repairable. Let's zoom in a notch. You can see that I just tore these fella. It's alright. Hope the camera focuses on the part and not the moisturizer box. Yeah, it looks not too bad. Everything is in one piece. At least it appears to be in one piece. But yeah, they do tear. They do tear quite easily. Definitely not as tough as era water decals or something like jewelry work. Those are both thin and tough. Today we're going to stop at this arm. It's been over 3 hours, getting pretty hungry. But before we wrap up, I'm gonna close review how these parts turned out so far. A few more decals on this side. Come on. Oh, this decal does not want to play ball. But we'll make it. There we go. That's better. That's better. All right, a few more. Then we want to place that one here. Then the big one there. Okay. And the last big fella goes in here, I think. Yep. Boom. And I think we are done. Yep, the arm, that will be right arm, is done though. Let's go for it, twist it over just a notch so I can show it. The metal joints are super duper stiff, which is good for the scale. So, what did we accomplish today on the live stream? Did some minor cleanup of the panel lines because the water-based panel liner has a tendency to run all over the place. And applied a bunch of decals. So we've done a right arm. Out of the kit, excuse me, they want you to apply this one and this one and this one, I believe, and these two fellas. But with the generic decals that they include, I added a bunch of, like, not a bunch, but a few mechanical details here and there. I didn't do pretty much anything to the forearm except on the inner side. They have a couple of decals there. And I'm gonna mimic it on the other one. So the goal is to finish the decals on the rest of the kit. Then I'm also gonna not panel line, but detail them up. A few parts here and there with the gallery markers that I'm testing out currently. So probably the review will include a segment of feedback on the markers, since I'm giving them a shot. And on the main body, we didn't do too many decals, but we did add a little bit of mechanical detail here and there, so now it looks a bit more mechanical and a bit more aggressive. I tried to angle all of them towards the front, so you can see all the red accents, they're pointed in the same direction. That's intentional, so that there is more like pointy intensity, like motion happening here. Couple on the V-fin. I tried putting the decals here in the small crevice, but that created a hell of a mess. The decal was too large and the panel liner got smooched up. So yeah, and we have one asymmetrical decal here at the back, on the back of the head. And of course, at the bottom of the torso we have "Beware hot surface" pointing at the crotch, because why not? You're looking not too bad indeed. I'm very much looking forward to finishing this bad boy up and sharing the video review with all of you, my amigos. And I think that is going to be it for this live stream. Before we wrap up though, a kind reminder, once again, thank you all so very much for hitting 6,000 subscribers on YouTube. I cannot believe that. I think we just were talking about 2,000 the other day. Once again, thank you all so very, very, very much. In an effort to show a token of appreciation to all of you, doing a giveaway. Unfortunately, the giveaway limited to residents of Canada and USA at the moment, continental USA. If you're interested in entering the giveaway, please check out my Instagram profile. Thank you very much, amigo. Check out my Instagram profile. I'm giving away 2 Apex Time Ultra cases, 1 per winner, so there will be 2 winners. The giveaway runs from 11th of April until 18th of April. It's super easy to enter, and those boxes are really good. You can check out a review of one of those boxes with I think I was reviewing Hot Toys Superman, and I also reviewed one of the Ultra cases there. It's a pretty nice case. It's really good for your 1/6 scale figures, your model kits. It's really good for taking photos as well. So yeah, everything is bought with my own money. It's not sponsored by YouTube, by Apex Time or Instagram. I just want to say thank you guys for supporting me throughout this journey so far, for hanging out on the live streams, and for those of you who are not in Canada and the USA, sorry for kind of not including you guys in this one. I am working on something that is a bit more accessible and will be more available throughout the world, and also a way for me to say thank you. I don't want to spill any beans there just yet. I need to figure out some details there, make sure that all arrangements are in place, and if and when that works out, you guys will know about it very, very soon. So yeah, with that out of the way, thank you all so very much for the hangout. I hope you have a great rest of the weekend. Now, see you in the next one.